Alright, so how do they follow up a concept album like Elvis Country and the soundtrack to a feature film like That's the Way It Is? Well, they scraped the bottom of the barrel out and used whatever was left for Love Letters from Elvis. It's a hodgepodge of songs left over from the sessions that produced That's the Way It Is and Elvis Country, and this is kind of the leftovers. And there are a few newer things, but this is a hard one, because taken track by track, this album has some standout songs. This Is Our Dance, in particular, is a strong vocal performance from Elvis. Only Believe is another one. His version of Love Letters is actually a redo. He had done a version in the 60s, and you could kind of take either one. There's not a huge difference between the two. I know the story why they went back and redid Love Letters. I don't think they really needed to, but it's okay. When I'm Over You is quite good. Heart of Rome, I actually quite like. A lot of people don't like Heart of Rome for some reason. I have always really liked that song. I'll Never Know is a pretty good song on its own. And then there's Life. Life is a horrible song. But lyrically, if you actually read out the lyrics, it's got a nice message. It's got a nice story that it tells, and I understand why Elvis would find it appealing at the time. But I also understand why he never went back to it, because it's not really that good of a song. It's kind of a pseudo-intellectual song, and it comes off. It doesn't come off well. It's not a particularly good song. And he's got on here a jam, Got My Mojo Working. A lot of people like that because it's Elvis having fun in the studio. When you're trying to put together a cohesive album, if it's not all Elvis jamming in the studio, it's not necessarily a good thing. I guess I've never found that one as good as some of the other jams that have surfaced. Or even like I Was Born About 10,000 Years Ago from Elvis Country. It's not as much fun as that song is. It feels like hand-me-downs from the last two albums. But that's not to say that it's bad. It's just kind of a mixed bag. There's a trend that starts picking up from this album out, and we'll talk about that at the end of this decade. But it's okay. I would pick out a few songs. I would give it like one listen, and then you'll probably find like one or two songs that stick out to you in particular. But for the most part, it's not one that I've found myself going back to over and over and listening to it again, and hearing the original format and really kind of experiencing it the way that I would have had I been around in '71. I didn't find there weren't any new awakenings for me this time around. I kind of have the same opinion of it I had before. So, Love Letters from Elvis. That's that.